Dr. Michelle Nealand arrives to work and, like most doctors, checks her appointment list for the day.
So let's go see if Safi's here.
But unlike most doctors, her patients are, well, unique.
We have asparagus, belladonna, Cato, fluffy butt.
Just ask Shelley, the gatekeeper and official greeter.
And he's really good at giving kisses today. I'll think.
Dr. Nealand specializes in the exotic. Call it what you will. She is an odd pet doctor.
I often tell people if it's not a dog or a cat and it can fit through the door, like sure, we'll see it. Hi, sweetheart.
First up, 19-year-old cockatoo, Dave Marie.
She has some anxiety issues, and that results in her plucking her feathers. And sometimes it's bad enough that she needs a little support.
Davy suffers from an overactive hormone problem.
Hi, sweetheart.
Doc Nealand takes her into surgery to insert an implant to help curb the anxiety.
I know you're okay. You're okay, sweetheart.
It's lights out for Mrs. Dave and a quick surgery for the team. Meanwhile, downstairs at the New England Wildlife Center in Weymouth, home to the odd pet vet,
lower back and it's affecting his legs.
An injured patient arrives at triage.
It was a dog attack.
This is just one scenario, one patient at a center that will treat more than 5,000 animals a year.
Wildlife doctor does pretty much what a small animal doctor does, except for over 200 different species of wild animals.
Dr. Priya Patel is the wildlife medical director.
Every day we never know what's going to come through the door, and so I kind of have to think on my feet all the time. This is a little possum we got in.
From emergencies to rehabilitation to nurturing, this little guy found in his mama's pouch after she was struck by a car.
The pouch is protective enough that the baby's inside.
These fluffers had a toolbox dropped on them, but they are looking better.
They came in a little bit quiet. Now they are very bouncy and doing much better.
The medical care is chaotic, yet carefully choreographed. Some of these orphan baby robins need to be hand-fed every 15 minutes. Meanwhile, food donations are sorted and outside while a hawk is being treated for potential rat poison ingestion. A feast is prepared for a gang of raccoons. Surprisingly, these dumpster divers are among the most expensive animals to treat. And thanks to their rascally routines, the trickiest.
We have to make sure to put extra locks on it. They're really good at slipping their little hands through and opening the cages. One day we came in and the door was open and they were all sitting on top of the cage.
Back upstairs while Dave Marie recovers.
She's a sweetheart of a bird.
Dr. Nealand is seeing patient number 2, Safi.
Great.
Back in for a checkup after a bit of a beak lift last week. Nealand says one of the more challenging aspects of being an odd pet vet is not treating them necessarily, but how to treat them.
Even down to what instruments do we use. For example, when I do a dental on a sugar glider that's, this big, they don't make standard dental tools that are that small. So often I'm kind of rigging things with, needles and kind of making my own MacGyvering things together to work for these teeny tiny little critters.
So how does one become an exotic vet? For Nealand, it started in childhood.
I'm a vet, but I'm allergic to dogs and cats. So that meant growing up, I had lizards and turtles and fish and all those, quote unquote, exotic species. So for me, I think that's part of the reason why I ended up going down this route.
This teaching hospital not only helps train future veterinarians, educating odd pet owners is key.
What happens if he bites? It hurts. How are you keeping this animal at home? Into the nitty-gritty detail. Like, it's not enough to say, oh, it has a UV light. Okay, what kind? What strength? How is it positioned? How far away is it? Let's all of those details matter.
When this visit wraps, asparagus is already waiting to be seen. Though this may be a day in the life here, there is no such thing as a typical workday, and that's just the way the staff would have it.
I enjoy that a lot of times I come into work and I look at the schedule and I have literally no idea what's going to walk in the door.
Well, that cockatoo, Dave Marie, was actually just Dave until a keen-eyed vet realized he was actually a she, thus the name change. New England Wildlife Centers is a nonprofit and has locations in both Weymouth and on Cape Cod. Up next, creating community through ice cream.